Okay, buckle up, folks. We're going deep, deep, deep into the wild world of what-ifs in Hollywood.
Oh, this sounds dangerous.
Oh, it is. Today, we're dissecting Deadpool and Wolverine.
A match made in, well, somewhere messy and chaotic for sure.
Exactly. And get this unlikely superhero duo almost never happened. Like, seriously, almost went kaput.
I'm intrigued.
We've got some juicy intel straight from the Merc with a mouth himself, Ryan Reynolds, thanks to an interview he did with IndieWire.
You know I love some good behind-the-scenes scoop.
So if you're a fan of the movie or just curious about the crazy twists and turns of the creative process, stick around, folks.
Or if you just love a good almost didn't happen story, those are always fun.
Absolutely. All right, let's rewind the clock. Way back, like 5 years before Deadpool and Wolverine hit the screens.
5 years. That's a long time to be cooking up a superhero team-up.
Ryan Reynolds, the mastermind behind Deadpool, actually pitched a Deadpool Wolverine movie to Kevin Feige, the big boss over at Marvel Studios.
Bold move.
Right. But here's the kicker. It wasn't just a straight-up superhero brawl he had in mind. Reynolds wanted to do it. Wait for it. Rashomon style.
Ooh, Rashomon Sat, that's a deep cut.
Now, I gotta admit, I haven't seen Rashomon since, film school.
I'm happy to refresh your memory. It's a classic Japanese film. Basically, it tells the same story, like an event, a crime, whatever, but from multiple points of view. Each character has their own take on what went down, their own biases, their own...
So, imagine Deadpool and Wolverine, after some epic battle, each giving wildly different and probably hilarious accounts of what happened.
Precisely. You get a more complex, more nuanced understanding of the events.
That's actually a pretty genius idea. It totally fits with Deadpool's whole breaking the fourth wall thing.
Right.
But there was a big problem, timing-wise. Hugh Jackman had just finished Logan.
Ah, yes. Logan. A masterpiece, but...
And it felt like the perfect ending for Wolverine, right?
It was so powerful, so emotional, a real gut punch. It felt like a definitive end to his story.
Especially within that Fox X-Men universe.
Exactly. The tone of Logan. It's hard to imagine, jumping right from that into a wacky Deadpool team-up.
Yeah, that would have been a hard tonal shift. Plus, didn't all the rights issues back then make things even more complicated?
Oh, absolutely. Remember, Fox owned the rights to the X-Men. So getting them into the MCU was a legal minefield.
It was all so confusing back then, like who could use which characters and where. A total mess.
Yeah, thankfully those rights eventually went back to Disney, which I think paved the way for this movie to even be possible.
It's crazy how everything had to fall into place.
It really is.
Okay, so fast forward 5 years, the rights issues are sorted, and Reynolds and director Sean Levy are working on Deadpool 3. But here's the thing. They were hitting some major roadblocks. They were struggling to make Deadpool's style, his whole shtick, mesh with the MCU.
And that makes sense. Deadpool's humor, it's so meta, so self-aware.
Yeah, and so R-rated.
Right.
Yeah.
The MCU, it has its funny moments, but it's generally more family-friendly.
So Reynolds and Levy are wrestling with this, trying to find a way to make it work. And they're basically ready to give up.
Really? They were that close to scrapping the whole thing?
They were about to walk into a meeting with Kevin Feige and say, "We surrender." But then, dun, D-U-N.
What? What happened? Don't leave me hanging.
Hold on, I'm setting the scene, building the suspense.
Sorry, I'm on the edge of my seat here.
So Reynolds and Levy are about to admit defeat. And then Hugh Jackman calls.
No way!
Oh, way. Jackman calls up Reynolds and says, "You know what? I'm in. Let's do this Wolverine team up." Talk about a game changer.
Yeah, what a twist. That one phone call literally saved the movie.
Totally resurrected it.
Well, yeah.
And I bet it completely changed the vibe in that meeting with Feige. Imagine going from "we failed" to "we have the most awesome idea ever."
Yeah, that's got to be a wild swing of emotions. So how did Jackman, coming back on board, reshape the movie?
Well, they ditched whatever they were struggling with before and leaned hard into this buddy comedy road trip vibe. Like those classic 80s movies.
Yeah. Ooh, like what? Give me some examples.
Think Midnight Run with Robert De Niro and Charles Grodin. Or Planes, Trains, and Automobiles with Steve Martin and John Candy.
Okay, yeah, I can see that. The banter, the chaos, the forced proximity leading to hilarious situations.
Exactly. And you can totally feel that DNA in Deadpool and Wolverine.
It's interesting how bringing Jackman back allowed them to sidestep the whole issue of integrating Deadpool's tone into the MCU.
Right, they just kind of created their own little world within that world. And with Wolverine back, they could also explore some deeper themes like legacy and
redemption, especially after Logan.
Yes. which is pretty cool, considering how different those two movies are.
It's a testament to the flexibility of these characters, how they can be adapted to fit different genres, different tones.
Now, here's the thing that really blew my mind. Before Jackman agreed to come back, Reynolds had some seriously out there ideas for Deadpool 3.
Oh, really? Okay, I'm all ears. Spill the tea.
One of his pitches was for a low-budget indie-style film starring Margot Martindale.
Wait, hold on. Margot Martindale. Like, Emmy-winning badass Margot Martindale from The Americans and Justified?
The one and only, I mean, can you even picture that? Deadpool and Margot Martindale?
I don't even know what that movie would look like, but now I desperately want to see it.
Right. It's so bizarre, it just might work.
Talk about range. That's a wild departure from the big-budget superhero spectacle we got.
It gets even weirder.
Weirder. Okay, now my curiosity is piqued.
Reynolds also pitched, wait for it, a Bambi crossover.
A Bambi crossover, Deadpool and Bambi? You're kidding, right?
Nope, totally serious. Apparently, Deadpool falls in love with the hunter who killed Bambi's mom.
Okay, now that's just, I don't even have words. That is so messed up, yet so Deadpool.
Right. It's like the ultimate clash of tones. Sweet, innocent Bambi and the most inappropriate superhero ever.
Disney probably had a collective heart attack when they heard that pitch.
Yeah, I think we can all agree that bullet was dodged. So, there you have it. The twisted, almost didn't happen tale of Deadpool and Wolverine.
Wow, what a ride. I'm so glad that phone call happened.
Me too. So what do you think? Which of those alternate Deadpool 3 ideas would you have wanted to see?
It's hard to choose. I'm kind of fascinated by the Margot Martindale one.
That one's definitely got me intrigued too. Anyway, if you want to revisit Deadpool and Wolverine with all this juicy behind-the-scenes knowledge in mind, it's streaming right now on Disney+.
Definitely worth a rewatch.
Totally.
Yeah.
And seriously, let's all be thankful Disney didn't let Deadpool anywhere near Bambi.
Amen to that.
Until next time, folks.
See you then.